Type ratio spread into YouTube and you'll get thousands of videos, and almost every single one of them trades the exact same 1-to-2 ratio, meaning you sell 2 options and buy 1. Here's my problem with that. If you're doing precisely what everybody else is doing, you don't have an edge. You've simply got company. So I run 2-to-3 ratio spreads instead. And the reason is that when it comes to managing this trade, you'll be happy you did not open a 1-to-2. As I like to say, when everyone zigs, sometimes you need to zag. Hi, I'm Liav from Option Samurai, and today I will show you how I like to trade ratio spreads. Let's start from this picture. This is a put ratio spread at expiration. I'm going to hang a few question marks on it, and by the time we're done, every single one will be answered. I'll draw the put version all the way through, but everything in this video mirrors onto calls. Buy one lower, sell more higher, and the whole picture flips left to right. First of all, for those who asked, here's a quick note on what ratio spreads are. You could buy, for instance, one option, and you sell more than one contract, such as 2 on the same expiration, further out of the money. Since you are selling more options than you are buying, the whole thing usually opens for a credit, and that credit is your cushion, and it's your profit if nothing happens. There are many reasons why people love this trade. Let's start from the easiest idea. You get paid up front. And if the stock does nothing at all, moves down a bit, or even rises, you keep a good credit. Being roughly right pays you. That's one question mark gone. You get paid for being roughly right. As the stock drifts down below your long strike and towards the short strikes, this trade may initially not get worse. If you are close to expiration, you will realize that moving below your short strike prices and towards your long leg will improve your P and L all the way up to a peak. It only turns after that, which means the market usually hands you an opportunity to close or manage your trade before you have a problem. Hold that thought, because what to do during that window is what the entire second half of this video is about. Okay, so this is another point I can put here. It gets better before it gets worse. I also want to make it clear that there's a risk here. Since you sold more than you bought, at least one of those shorts is uncovered, and below your short strikes, the loss does not stop. It may not be large, depending on several factors, but it is theoretically uncapped. Your broker knows that, which is why the margin on this is usually quite heavy. And if that's not for you, you can buy one cheap option further out and cap the whole thing. That turns it into a butterfly, and it cuts the margin dramatically. So that's another point sorted. The tail is uncapped, and now you know how to cap it. You should also take implied volatility, or IV, into account. In fact, 2 main things will work in your favor here: time and falling volatility. You want to open this trade when IV is elevated, because your net credit position will benefit from a decrease in implied volatility, which is more likely to happen when IV is high. We have actually backtested this IV behavior. You can check out that video at the top right corner of the screen once you're done with this one. So my point here is simple. You are not obliged to sit here until expiration. When the trade is paid you, take it. The general rule is, if waiting for some extra profit is just not worth the extra risk of losing money, especially on an uncapped risk trade, it's totally fine to close the position and move on to the next one. Think of it this way. If you earn 80% of your maximum profit in a short amount of time, closing the trade will give you a very good daily return on investment. And because you are short selling an option, I'd only consider the strategy when you genuinely don't think the stock is going to move hard against you. Falling volatility is a tailwind. It is not a parachute. Quick thing before the important part. If you've traded a ratio spread before, drop the ratio you used in the comments. I'm curious how many of you are on the 1-to-2. I'll tell you the truth. Managing this trade is the part I actually made this video for. Imagine that you have your put ratio spread and the price is coming down at your short strikes. You may still be fine. This is the part where it gets better before it gets worse. But you can see a potential problem from here. So what do? The standard answer is to roll down. You buy back one of your short options and you sell another one further out of the money, same expiration. And this operation would cost you. Rolling a short option away from the money is always a debit. There is no free version of this. But look at what the debit actually buys. Your single profit peak becomes a flat plateau, and your break-even walks meaningfully further away from the market. Okay, so I can cross another one in our map. Your break-even is the number you're really moving. I also want to show you that there's a cheaper way to roll the position. I call this trick the butterfly roll. You buy to close one option at your old short strike, sell 2 at the new one, and buy one more further out again. And the reason that's clever is financing. That extra short spread underneath pays for most of the roll. So this costs a small fraction of what the regular roll would have cost you. You have the same wider plateau for a tiny fraction of the price. There's a trade-off, of course. The rolling is cheaper because it does less. The plateau widens the same way, but your break-even will not move as much as with the original rolling. And in the stretch just below your new short strike, you are briefly more exposed to losses than you were before. Also, if you are wrong, you will find yourself in a worse position versus the classic rolling technique. That's the main trade-off to consider. If you'd never seen the butterfly roll before, that's the bit of this video I would have wanted to see years ago. If you want more of these options trading tricks coming from my experience, hit like and subscribe to the channel. You'll never miss a video in the future. The rolling reasoning finally brings me back to the ratio. Remember those thousands of videos at the start? Every one of them is on the 1-to-2 ratio. And on a 1-to-2 spread, one of your 2 shorts is uncovered. That's half the position. On a 2-to-3, it's 1-in-3. On a 3-to-4, 1-in-4. Now the tail falls just as steeply in all of them. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. But it starts further away, and there is far less of you exposed when you go to adjust. So for a lower ratio, you will see that rolling is easier. That's the whole argument, and that's why I don't trade the 1 to 2. I find it a bit too tight in case I need to manage it. So we can add the ratio to our little progression map here. I don't want this to be too abstract, so I'm going to show you how your strike distance and ratio will affect the P and L of the strategy. On the screen, you have two knobs. One is how far apart your strikes are. Widen them and you take less credit, but you buy yourself a higher probability of profit. Knob 2 is the ratio, which we just talked about. So the trade you're seeing is a 1 to 2 put ratio, where you are selling 295 puts and buying 198 put. So your strike prices are $3 apart. Now imagine we decide to increase the strike gap to $5. Suddenly, your net credit decreases. You can see that the horizontal part of the P and L moved down. However, look at how big this triangle is now. Your profit probability has actually increased. Let me go back to the original trade now. I'm going to play with the other knob. If I reduce the ratio and move from the 1 to 2 version to the 2 to 3 trade or lower ratios, you will see that we get once again less credit. But something else happens. Your triangle shape changes, and your break-even point is pushed farther away from the current price. I'll add a note saying 2 knobs to our map, since I think it's pretty clear now that you can play with the trade structure as you prefer. So what I'd tell you is to feel free to play around with these combinations. Remix it. Turn the knobs as you prefer. The fact that every other video is talking about the 1 to 2 ratio as if it were a strict mantra to follow is really weird to me. I can kind of expect your next question. You have a lot of possible combinations. How do you find the right one? We ended up building 2 scans for the 2 to 3 setups, and I'll show you one today. So from the predefined scans page, look along the tags and click the one that says ratio spreads. That leaves you 2, a high probability 2 to 3 put ratio spread, and the same thing on the call side. I'll only open the put one. The call scan is that same trade with the whole picture flipped left to right. Here's what it's actually hunting for. A 2 to 3 put ratio opening for at least $100 of credit, with a break-even more than 10% away from where the stock is now. That last one is the number we spent the whole rolling section pushing around. Here you just set it before you're in the trade. Let me open a couple of these. And there it is, the shape we've been drawing all video. Flat on the right, peak at the short strikes, tail running off to the left. Now that scan is set to 2 to 3, but you're not stuck with it. If you'd rather build it from scratch, head back to the scans page and hit Compose New Scan. Open the strategy dropdown and pick the ratio spread you want, put or call. Then it asks you for the ratio. First number is how many contracts you're buying. Second number is how many you're selling. So 1 to 2 is buy 1, sell 2. Ours is 2 to 3. Want 3 to 4 or 4 to 5? Just type it. And like I said earlier, play with the ratio and all the other parameters to find the right trade for you. That's it about ratio spreads. Come try our scans with a 2-week free trial on Option Samurai. I'll see you there.